Well, we find it useful at this stage to put some notes into the design area just to remind us of our discussions with the client and the sort of elements that we want to see in different parts of the design. For the sake of argument here, we need some sort of screening through this zone. We might have planting screening, or that might well change to a fixed screen. Some sort of water feature will go in here. So this is clearly going to be a planting area. But under here, client wants summer entertaining, so we're going to need some shade there. Here's north running out to the left of screen. So we're going to need some heavy shading over here to get summer entertaining. Winter entertaining could be in this area here. There's an opportunity for a gate on the southern side of the property. It's a pretty tight space, and we've had a discussion with the client, and they're happy for us to install a mirror to reflect views from here into the garden to create the illusion of space. So these little magenta notes are on their own layer, and it's very easy just to turn those off when we don't need them. I still tend to leave those notes on rather than turn them off, but we'll turn them off when we're finished. But even at this stage, where I'm trying to plan edges of paved area and so on, and garden bed areas, I still quite like them on. So this is going to be a paved area through here, and we need shade. We want summer and winter entertaining here if we can. So the idea of a living pergola comes to mind, where we might have some sort of beams running from some sort of trellis structure through here across to the area of the building above the row of windows comes to mind. We can put a gate through to there. So let's start putting, we'll swing back to layer 0. So layer 0 is on. Let's swing back to putting some edging. So if this is going to be paved through here, we might want an area where we put a little table and some chairs if we can fit it in. So let's draw a line. Remember, we're only experimenting at this point. We'll pick up the end of that arc and head in this direction and put a water feature in somewhere there. So we'll come across here and maybe down through there, and we probably want to access through here. So we'll come back through there and to there and exit. So there's in drawing colour magenta, which is a mistake of mine. I would prefer that to be in drawn by layer. In goes what will become the edging. So this is going to be paved through here, paved around there with some services in here, paved again under there. We've decided a pergola is going to go in. Let's change our drawing colour back to by layer, and we'll draw a line from the end of that arc, and we'll go perpendicular to here. So I can right click at this point, snap overrides perpendicular, and that line runs through, ready to put the gate in position. So now we've got an area that's going to be paved right through there. What we'll end up doing, I think, is to draw a polyline through there and around there and just hatch part of that polyline. So the area through here will be garden bed planting. We'll think about a water feature. Maybe if this is the main living area, we'd want to centre that in that zone through there. So our water feature, let's put a circle in to indicate where it's going to go, and there's no right or wrong order of any of this, so I'd centre my water feature something like that. So we've got that one in. For planting and screening, a screen is required here. Let's just move it out of the way. We now know that the screening is required there. Easy way to draw that in is just to use a rectangle with 2 points, and we can indicate some solid screening through there, a mirror in this area, repeat rectangle, and we can put some sort of mirror in position there. So let's move that to indicate the mirror. So the mirror will go in. This will be some timber screening. We need some screening over this side. Maybe it's more timber screening. We could always select that rectangle, copy it from there to there, finish, take the rectangle and spin it through 90 degrees, and then, whoops, move it into position like so. So we'll get some screening. So that screens an ugly view in that direction, screens these neighbours out, and so on. So we're making progress as far as the hardscape elements are concerned. If we need to turn on a grid, we can do that by going to drafting settings, set say a 400mm grid. We've already shown the clients 400mm pavers. We could have the grid on. We could snap to the grid if we so desired. So this area right through here will be paved, and this will be our planting area, and these will be timber screens. So I'm relatively happy with that. I've got to cut a gate in here. We're probably going to need some more planting area over on that side. So if we started somewhere here, and we use the trim option, that's reasonable width for the gate, come across there, down to there, and back here, leaving an access through here for some services. So now we can trim the overhanging bit off using modify and trim. So this becomes the cutting edge, and we can just trim off those overhanging pieces. So now that's going to be a garden area, and we'd perhaps plant that with some tall, say Cupressus glauca, tall and narrow screening plants for relative fast growing. So I'm fairly happy. That's a reasonable design for the hardscape elements of the design. The next stage will be to put the design for the pergola, put some posts around there. We have to decide on the diameter of the posts and the orientation of the pergola, and then we'll have to worry about what sort of plants we're going to select to give us our shade.